Welcome back, everybody. Well, this was a little bit of a case that a lot of people like myself didn't really know about or care about because it involved a very large company which is not very well liked by a lot of people, especially after the financial crisis. The company is JP Morgan. However, a swindle is a swindle, and they purchased a company called Frank. And this company looked great on the outside. It had all the snazz, all the bells and whistles, and they thought this thing here is a really good investment. However, the owner of the company, Javis, was someone who was doing something that we call faking it till you make it. Another famous case is Elizabeth Holmes, who also faked it until she made it all the way to jail because people found out how fake her company was, and they think this might be a second case. After JP Morgan bought this for a few $1 million, they realized that a lot of the hope and a lot of the future of this company was almost null and void, and it quickly lost all of its value, causing JP Morgan to lose a lot of money. They are now suing Javis and the company, and they are hoping for a good outcome, I suppose.
Okay. Do you feel sorry for them?
I do like justice, and I think that people should receive kind of the justice that they have asked for, whether it's good or bad. However, I don't feel bad for JP Morgan.
I'm really just shocked they didn't do their due diligence on this. Like that's a lot of money to just be like, yeah, okay.
That is something. Like I feel like I didn't quite understand in the story why they just kind of let their guard down.
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
you'd think a big company like
fake
that.
profiles, fake users. Like I would want to see data.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this sort of possibly cataclysmic event for JP Morgan leaves their future a little bit in question. Oh well. But I do have a question for you myself. Yes.
Okay.
It's not cataclysmic, don't worry.
That's good.
But do you believe that like image and good stories should be kind of considered when acquiring new businesses?
I mean, I think, yes. I would say it's important when you're acquiring a new business because a lot of times you want to spin that reputation into profits and that story into profits. And so it's important. But from a consumer standpoint, do I care about that kind of stuff? Not necessarily.
You consumer buying some product, okay.
Like if I buy something and it's a great product, then okay. But if there's a great story behind it, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's all I don't say, wow, I should buy that because there's a great story.
Well, I'll flip it. What if there's a bad story?
See, that's different.
Okay.
That's
good
different.
Story doesn't matter, but bad story.
Bad story, yeah.
Okay.
Then I might avoid it.
Yeah. Because if you hear something bad, you're like, no, I don't want to support this person in that.
Sure.
I mean, what about you guys? Like, do you think that image is important when purchasing products, or do you think companies should consider image or the stories behind the company before purchasing them? I think that is it's an interesting question. In this day and age of social media, I do believe that image is very important and stories must be told. You will look at any website from any company and they will have their very long history of how they've done everything great and how they started off with just tractors and a couple cows and raised it up into a multinational corporation. Some of that can be true, but some of that may be a little embellished.
Do you like a brand story? Do you like to read that? It doesn't affect you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and depending on what's bad about it, it doesn't affect me either. But definitely stories of like where they came from, history, things like that. I don't really care because they're a company now. Yeah, maybe if it was that poor farmer starting out, I would care.
Sure.
I'd be like, oh, let me try your product because I want to support local business. It's not local anymore.
Yeah, it's embellished.
Yeah. They don't need my support.
Sure.
If it's a good product, I'll buy it. Yeah. I'm kind of like 1950s when it comes to that. Remember like you don't remember, but the commercials they used to have was just like all about quality.
Yeah.
There's no like emotion, just banging it. And if it broke, don't buy it. If it stayed together.
This thing does the thing that you need it to do.
Yeah.
buy it.
Exactly. Well, that's just about it for us, but it's not about it for you guys. Go ahead and study that vocabulary down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Nary.
Nary.
Due diligence.
Due diligence.
Bail.
Bail.
Cataclysmic.
Cataclysmic.
Riveting.
Riveting.